This is Kathy Chase. As people are aware of, including media, as they were some of the first people I started contacting during the events of recent years, I have tried to contact government on very many. I have uncovered a great deal of evidence in regards to pre-planning, as people have seen the pictures of parallels. They've seen pictures of KBC social services, and now there's a new one that they're sending me to. Steps to Recovery has rainbow colors and shapes on them. On the front of it, on Winthrop, 2125 Winthrop, I think is what the street is. My camera is not really working right now, so I can't take pictures of this. It's called Steps to Recovery. I'm not an alcoholic, because you want me to be an alcoholic for your blackjack crap. Okay? I have already talked about liabilities a long time ago. People know it's not even possible for me to be liable for things that have happened to me or my body, and that people have ganged up and done it in a scenario in which is not conforming to the laws of the United States of America. And people have put things in my body that are illegal, and they do this not just only me, they've done this to my kids and other people. I know they have done this, and they can't be doing that and then trying to kill me for diversion, to divert away from other people who have had this happen to them too. There are probably lots of other people with RFID. I know there are lots of people in Lincoln, Nebraska with RFID that is more than they should have in their bodies, and I know they have pacemakers in their bodies and they're running around and they don't know about it. I've found some of the people that are like this. Only a few people, but I know there's a lot more. As far as their plans, well, you could see the rainbow, you could see the colors people are wearing, the media, the rumors, and all this other stuff, the ties, and how you can't use colors or squares to try to debate somebody's life and subject them to public ridicule. It's against the law, and that's against human rights laws, and it's against ethics and everything else. There's no such thing as squares in the laws. It's just another square is just another shape. They used the Rainbow Girls is how they planned this. The Rainbow Girls organization is how they had planned this, and I don't think that organization probably likes it too much, or its affiliates. Not my choice. I have been trying to work with people. I have not gotten through. I have talked about liability, so I already covered that. It's better to negotiate with people than try to have them corner you with diversion theft games to try to kill you illegally. I have never killed another human being. I am not on trial for murder. There's no legal way that they can kill me with a pacemaker, playing musical chairs, or CETO, Southeast Asia Treaty Organization, or the 55-cent double die penny. Or 1955 double die penny, all these 1955s, things 1955s, their numbers, as I've talked about. But I have tried very hard. Everybody's been watching as I've contacted various sources in government to get through. And I've been doing this for years, and people have witnessed this. I've done everything possible to prevent. Starting in 2005 is when I first contacted the police, but the police had no idea any of this, I'm sure. Not to this degree or level. And I've done everything I could do to prevent the current situation. I am not responsible for the current situation. I'm not responsible for what's in my body. I'm not responsible for other people taking advantage of that. I'm not responsible for organizations they've wanted to tarnish or disturb or misuse. I'm not responsible for these people's plans, and they've talked about the wall and then all this other stuff. Lincoln Journal Star, I don't know what they're doing in the paper to me. They are owned by Lee Enterprises. But as I said, I have done nothing wrong. I've just been a stay-at-home mother for many years, living a quiet life. I thought it was a normal life. Little did I know my life was far from normal. But at the same time, I don't bother people unless I'm bothered. And people have been abusing me, and that's why I've been trying to get through to people to try to get some help, to try to negotiate, to try to talk, to try to do whatever. And I've been doing that for years now. And they wanted to make it manipulate, and escalate to the current situation we now have, people's ages and things and proof. And as I said, I think this started out with my foot using the Rainbow Girls organization, and that's not my fault. I'm not at fault for anything in my body. It's not possible for me to, because I would never give consent to anything they've put into my body. Nothing. I wouldn't give consent to be under hypnosis. I would not give consent for my children to be put under hypnosis. I would not give consent to have RFID put into my body without my knowledge, and I didn't have any pre-knowledges of these being put in. I did not give consent to any of them. I didn't give consent to the RFID in my children's bodies. I don't give consent to hypnosis on my children. I don't give consent for pacemakers in my children, pacemakers in me. Pacemakers should not be put in other people and have them be secret rats with RFID in the city of Lincoln. And I'm not responsible for what's happened to me in my life, and I'm not going to be their diversion to try to divert from other people who are just like me in this town, and which don't know when, they think they're going to cover up the evidence. They're going to kill me and cover up the evidence. Well, everybody knows there's too much evidence. You can't do that. You can't kill me using square games. There's no such thing in law. Freaking get a grip on yourselves and your egos, and Lego your egos, and you have no grasp on reality and what you've done. You are responsible for what's happened here. You are irresponsible as people. And I'm not going to take your little setup game. It's set is on all over the license plates of Nebraska. You got set on there too. You've got all these little codes on there. I don't know who put them there, but somebody put them there. I don't know, but you got set as one of the words on license plates. You can't set people up and then kill them for it. And there's no such thing as a Vulcan grip. Okay? Sulu C or whatever. Or whatever. Trash cans and Vulcan grips. There's Vulcan from the science fiction show was around before I was even alive. Star Trek was around before I was even alive. There's no such thing as freaking tripping people up, putting pacemakers in their body, and then publicly killing them and chastising them because of their name, married name. As I said, these people are insane, crazy over the rainbow, just like the freaking Pink Floyd song says. They are crazy, gone fishing. They're crazy, 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 crazy people. I've done everything in my power, not power that I don't have, to try to cooperate. As I said, all I've done is use my First Amendment rights to try to defend myself, and I am a U.S. born citizen of the United States of America, and I've done everything possible as I knew what was, taking place, or as things were taking place in my life, to try to work with people, try to, prevent problems all along, As I said, in 2005, I was just, when I got offline, I was, knew there was something wrong, and I was scared, but I didn't know why. And I have done everything along the way that could have prevented, this. And I have not killed anybody. I don't hypnotize people. I don't put RFID in other people's bodies. I don't conspire against other people. I don't put pacemakers in other people. I don't even have any money. I don't do bad things to other people. Not I don't premeditate crimes against other people. I don't premeditate other people's lifespans or things like that. That's something you can't do. And as I said, all I've done is try to defend myself all the way through things as things have gone on. People scaring me, harassing me, and doing bad things to me. And as I said, still today, they're still presenting pains in my shoulders, and I know I have a good idea of who's doing it, and it's some of these people in which used to claim to be my friends, and so what, and so on. Had the feeling of caning, unless, all because I used to say, back in high school, because Rob used to introduce me to LSD. I believe he was the first one. No, maybe he wasn't. Anyways, we had done it together, and the effect after you do LSD is you have like stiff shoulders from being tense, and I guess that's why they did that. I don't know. And as far as the military stuff they've abused me with, I don't understand that either. I think it's sad and sick and wrong and unjust, and I'm not responsible for anything that's in my body. I'm not responsible for any of the contents of my body. I'm not responsible for other people's actions in regards to setting me up because of things in my body. I'm not responsible for government people who are supposed to be taking care of certain things and preventions or whatever. I already discussed liabilities, and I said, well, this seems really rather unreasonable, considering they want to try to be difficult rather than make things better, and not interested in, certain people are not interested in prevention or never were. And it's obvious because the things that I'm going through now, they plan, because everywhere I'm going has got this stupid rainbow on it, and using the Rainbow Connection song and Kermit the Frog, I guess, and then Somewhere Over the Rainbow from The Wizard of Oz, perhaps, because as I said, this is a leap year. Kermit the Frog, the Muppets, and this is a leap year. Rainbow Connection and Somewhere Over the Rainbow, I'm pretty sure it was in The Wizard of Oz. I don't know. They need to replay that one on TV. There's the Tin Man with no heart or whatever, the lion that doesn't have a heart, he wants a heart, and they click their heels together 3 times or whatever she does, and then there's a tornado, and so as I said, it's obvious this was planned, and you can't plan things. You could never plan this in my life, because I never gave you consent for, and I would never give consent to have my life be used in such a way that I consider to be more than demeaning and cruel, because there's been nothing good from my life, from this happening to my life. I have not gotten any money. I haven't received 1 penny from any kind of royalties in entertainment, or even taxes, or any monetary benefit. So it's been horrible. It's been horrific. The abuse has been extreme at times, very, to the point where it puts me into tears, and, they've done all kinds of weird ways to harass me, and, I don't know who's in charge of the street lights here in town, but they're turning certain ones on and off, and doing weird stuff too. I have no idea what that's all about, and the whole thing with the 32-bit games and 64-bit games. And as I said, High Street's on the 3200 block. And I am not a game. I am not your game. I'm not your wall. I'm not your, eeny, meeny, miny, mo variations. Even the SNAP food stamp program name was changed. They'd gone to such extremes for this little game. People don't do all this math and adding to try to get someone killed because they put stuff in their body that doesn't belong there. As I said, all I've done is use my First Amendment rights, which I have the freedom of speech because I was born in this country. That's part of the Constitution. For those who haven't figured that out, you can't censor me because you can't censor an American. Americans have that right to speak freely, and as my life's been threatened, I've had no choice. I don't kill people. I don't premeditate weird scenarios using $25,000 pyramid or whatever to try to hurt other people, making games out of their lives for profits. Not profit as in Jesus profits. And all I can say is that I've done nothing wrong. I've asked for help. At this point, I'm kind of wondering, I thought, who else can I contact? I was thinking of all these people's names in government, and I'm thinking, well, who can I contact? There's got to be somebody in government I could contact to help me out here and help me and my children out and get us, either, safely alive in the country, or help get us out of the country somewhere safe where we can rebuild our lives, because we are not responsible for this happening to us, and this shouldn't happen to people. There's no excuse for this happening to people, and people shouldn't take other people's lives into their own hands and disperse of them as they wish because of narcissism, arrogancy, or egos. Sociopaths and narcissists and communists. So that's just how I see things because of what's happened to me. They think they're going to kill me and cover up my life, and no, that's not going to happen, because I don't kill people. You can't electrocute me because I'm not on trial for murder. I live in the state of Nebraska. I'm not on trial for murder. I've never killed anybody, and I've never conspired to kill anybody. I would never do such a thing. I'm a mom who just wants to be a mom and get to a normal life. That's all I really want. That's all I could ask for. That's all I want, is to live a normal life. That is all I want. I've lost how many years of my life because people had made other plans with my life. And I want the rest of my life to myself, and to raise my children and look after them and take care of them, because I love my children, and I just want to rebuild my life and have a normal life for the first time ever. That is my biggest dream, is to have a normal life, like what people take for granted every day of their life, having at least a certain amount of privacy, which I have really none, and people take some things for granted, but you could have it a lot worse, as far as privacies and that sort of thing, and abuse and human rights violations upon my life are extreme. The abuse and has been excruciating, and I worry about my children every second of the day, because they have these devices in their body, and what should have never gotten there to begin with. They never learned. They never stopped to learn, so they just keep doing it. So that, it's obvious. I found other people that have the same thing going on, and I know there's a lot more out there, and I say it's probably Lincoln. People with maybe S's at the end of their name, or food related, or a noun related, because in the dictionary you have person, place, or thing, and in dictionaries it starts with an N, and so I don't know, government can't do that, politicians can't do that, they can't get into political offices to say that they can do that, because they can't do that, because the laws are here in this country, because they're there to protect us, and we are supposed to be a country, and we're supposed to set the highest or set a good example to the rest of the world of human rights laws, and ethics, and values, and morals, and decency to other people. And what's happened to my life is a horrible example of the worst that can happen when people don't obey their own laws. And there is no such thing as a politician to be above the law. We've had Watergate and all kinds of things. So I'm just saying, there's nobody who has the authority in the government of the United States of America to subject other human beings to their own discretion for, putting things into their body without their consent. There's no way they can do that, and they can't manipulate that fact. And I've only used my First Amendment rights. I'm a good person with good intentions unto people, and I'm very concerned about the community, and I'm very concerned about my children. I'm just trying to get to, all I want, as I said, is a normal life, to rebuild my life with my children, and that's all I want, and that's not too much to ask for. I don't kill people. I've never killed anybody, and you can't set other people up to say that you can kill them, because I didn't set myself up. I've been trying all along. Everybody's been watching me. And I talked about liabilities, so that's right there, that shouldn't have ever held them back anyway. Liability should have never held anybody back from helping me or preventing this. So, I've done everything possible that I can think of, and this is Kathy Chase. I was born here in Lincoln, Nebraska on September 20th, 1973, under my maiden name Eggers, E-G-G-E-R-S.